Let's go back to Regina. First MX1 Moto. Stricker with a giant roll distributing whole shot, but with the rain coming down and things getting moist, it was about Fasciati and Metcalf. Metcalf takes the first moto. Second MX1 Moto, Bobby Canary shots. Gorky gets out in the lead, and then it was a battle royale between Gerke and Metcalf. The type of racing we love to see. Gerke wins, Metcalf gets the overall. Welcome, race fans, to round 5 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. This is the MX1 class, the premier class, and it will be presented today by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth as we have a look at this beautiful sand facility. MX1 pilots out of the gate, choosing their gates based on qualifying positions. Brian, it's going to be a great day of racing. Not so hot. It was really hot yesterday, but overcast skies have kept the temperatures kind of decent, actually.
Yeah, but forecasts say it will get hotter this afternoon. Nice shot of our top runners. So after 4 of 10, Matt Gerke has a 7-point lead over Colton Fasciati, of course, the local hero here at Gopher Dunes. Brett Metcalf just a few adrift, and Cole Thompson only 2 points behind Brett Metcalf and Tyler Medaglia. You know, he's tough on this track.
Clayson Canary warring it up through 6-7, Keith Mayer 8-9, and then Dylan Schmoke is rounding out the top 10. And with 6 rounds left, Brian, that's 12 motos. There's a lot of points still out there. That battle for the championship is still raging. Riders going out on a parade. There's the 160 of John Dowd, an absolute legend in this sport, and his son's actually going to be riding in this class. We got 2 generations of Dowds out there today. Love that kind of stuff. Great shot of the 33 Sean Robinson looking great, and the 31 FXR rider, Moto Park Zeb Dennis, first time we've seen him this season. Okay, Brian, here's the Gopher Dunes facility. We've been racing here a long time. Deep, deep sand, moving all over the place. Love it.
Yeah, Travis, and for 2015, the start area has been changed closer to the spectator berm and running this track in the opposite direction that we normally do. A beautifully dressed Gopher Dunes facility, nice and smooth on the jump faces for the races, but the rest of this track is gnarly rough, Travis, and oh my, 4 gorgeous Rockstar girls. More of them next.
Welcome back to round 5 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth at the Gopher Dunes MX track. 3 gorgeous Rockstar girls coming out to Sir Paul Kingsley. Remember, he's been knighted from Broughton, England. A stunning Rockstar Maddie with that Moto 1 board coming across the line. This first MX1 Moto will be brought to you by Royal Distributing, Canada's power sports leader. Now, Brian, you talked about the change in the start off the top. Do you think it's going to make a difference in how those riders attack that first corner?
Well, I don't think so, Travis, because this sand is their biggest challenge, to get up and over that gate and on top of the sand without too much wheel spin, where the back end will just kind of churn down. They want to get up and over, and it's about the same kind of distance as the old start, and they get into that lefty. It's every man for themselves, man. This is just, I mean, it's a crapshoot.
Let's watch the number 160, a legend in motocross, the Junkyard Dog. Brian, the gate is down, coming into that huge left-hander. Who's going to get that Road Distributing? Oh, yeah.
Well, it looks like Dowd gets a good jump, but the youngsters just swallow him up. Canary goes sideways there, coming out of the chat, loses a little bit of ground, but quickly gets up into the mix. Look at the usual suspects. Colton Fasciati moves out front quickly, and then it is Cole Thompson. Makes a nice quick move on Bobby Kay, who overjumps.
The number 3 Parts Canada Thor Husqvarna of Tyler Medaglia with the Royal Distributing whole shot. Great start for him. Here's a couple of teammates on Rockstar Yamahas. The 7 of Bobby Canary and the 101 of Matt Gorky leading this series with the red plate. And here comes the Aussie, the 123 of Brett Metcalf. Didn't look great this morning. Brian might have had a bad piece of chicken last night, but he looks pretty good right now.
Well, a huge rooster for Gerke. Metcalf overjumps, gets by, and then Gerke gets back right in front of him. And speaking of Metcalf, he looked more green this morning than that Kawasaki he's riding, so definitely some food poisoning ailing Metcalf here today.
How about the 148 of Cole Thompson? Was in 3rd place, lost 3 positions in that Marin corner with that outside line. Not so good early. This little 3-pack here for 3rd place story is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Tommy Gunn Thompson got hung out to dry, but look at Gerke coming in. Metcalf fighting back. These two are waging wars right now. And we saw Metcalf rubbing his goggles, so this earlier in the race, he might have already lost all his tear-offs. Not a good sign, and look at the rooster, a virtual Sanami out here in the top groupings.
Both Gerke and Metcalf get by Canary. That's 3-4, Brian. Let's go back to the start, replay.
Beautiful hole shot for the number 3, Bobby Kay, right in there on that Rockstar bike, and look at Fat Yotes. gets his foot kind of hung behind him, regroups quickly, and carrying momentum, gets into the lead. And right now, Colton Fascietti, Gopher Dunes Honda. This is the home track, and there's the pass for first. Right now, Fat Yotes is checking out. Bobby K now struggling a bit with the 148 of Cole Thompson. We know Thompson growing up, not a sand specialist, but as his pro career develops, he's really embraced that sand training, and now he's a great sand rider.
Colton Fascietti, the #1 Gopher Dunes Racing Honda. You see him there in the lead. This is the battle for second place. Medallia have a problem coming out of that Motul sweeper, and there goes the Gurkman. Flies over into the rhythm section on the inside and takes care of business. And here comes the 148 of Cole Thompson using the opposite line in the outside. Bobby K bouncing this way and that way. Thompson smooth has him on the outside.
Man, smooth is a bit of an oxymoron out here, Trav. There is not a lot of smooth lines. Look at the way Thompson just jumps out. 3 good lines in those corners, but you know, the middle 2 probably the fastest. But as this, there's Tyler gets a little sideways, has a very small swap, but all it takes is a millisecond here or there, and Gerke with perfect trajectory, leaning back. He's got that Florida sand skill set, and a nice pass, but now Medallia riding great, but he's got the pressure from the Ausman 123 Medi. The guy's a legend too.
You talked about how good Tyler is on this track. He's put a lot of laps in the air over his career, used to ride for the Gopher Racing team. And I like his style. He's not the smoothest rider. He doesn't have the best style per se, but he's a bulldog on the bike, and he never says no.
Yeah, and here's the section where Gurkman got him the previous lap, and now here comes Medi on that same line as Gerke. So a couple less bumps there to hit. I think Ty better have a look over to see where those guys are going and try that middle line.
Gerke has closed the gap on our leader, the #1 of Colton Fascietti, Honda Canada. Look how clean his bike is, Brian. Got into the lead in corner #2, but now he's being chased down by what the pundits would consider to be the fastest sand rider that's ever navigated this track.
Well, he swept here a couple years ago, and this guy is the danger man right now for Fat Yotes. Fascietti, originally from British Columbia, living here in Ontario now, about an hour from this Gopher Dunes track. But we never see Colt out here for the amateur races. Earlier in the spring, Medallia was out here showing his wares, testing his skills on the new bike here. Colton's always a bit of a ghost, but on race day, he shows up. He's out front.
Fascietti had a good lead here, Brian, and Gerke has closed the gap. Now, I'm seeing some interesting things from Gerke. He's trying different lines. There's no question about it. Fascietti in the lead, taking the smooth line.
Gerke over jumping all over the place. He definitely wants to get up close, and then once he does, he's eating a face full of this Gopher Dunes sand. And this track watered real nice. No dust, but that wet sand just sticks to everything in sight. Goggles, hands, controls. You can't even read Gerke's number. So right now, Fat Yotes, he's in the driver's seat.
I don't think Fasciotti's led enough laps so far this season, Brian. I like to see him out in this position. He's had some good battles with Metcalf, but this is the first time we've seen Fasciotti and Gerke go at it. Fasciotti on the inside, that's the Medallia line, and here comes Gerke with that trajectory shot that you said, gets it on the inside. Wow, Fat Yotes just left the door open there, just a touch.
Oh, and then Fasciotti has to really make some evasive moves there to not hit the back, but I like the retaliation now from Colton. He's coming back on him. He's got to keep the weight back and the front end up. We talked about how easy it is to knife that front end under and plow, and it can send you over the bars or slow you right down. Now, Colt looks like he's doing pretty good here. Just kind of gets a little bit to the right, and there's looks like maybe a little steeper face of that jump, and it sends you up in the air where Gerke gets sent a little more forward. And once you're up on the inside here, the guy on the outside basically has to check up. The sand is the great equalizer here at Gopher Dunes.
Well, you're right. That sweeper section, the inside line, it might be choppier, but it's definitely faster. To the 123 of Brett Metcalf in third place right now, Brian. He's just got a Band-Aid all over him. He's just trying to buckle up and do the best that he can. To our leader, the 101, Matt Gerke. Look at him fly through that rhythm section. That's where he made the pass on Fasciotti 1 lap prior. Fasciotti in second place. There he is. Gas starting to open up a little bit.
There's nowhere to rest on this track, Trav. Talking to the riders, it's even hard for them to find a place to yank the tip.
Oh, no.
And there's we talk about how easy it is to tip over here. One of the best riders in the country. Momentary loss of concentration. Down he goes. There goes the Ausman 123 Metcalf into second place. So come on, Colt, get her going.
You always refer to them as laugh-in style tip overs because they look odd. Like you see a professional rider like that, next thing you know, the bike just goes bam, over to the side. Back to the 148 of Cole Thompson, and here comes the number 3 of Tyler Medallia. Medallia, the Bulldog, moves into fourth. You know, Thompson, the gun, his style is so deceiving, Brian. Straight up on the bike, but man, I don't know.
Yeah, he never looks like he's charging that hard and he's in control, but his lap times show that he is really pushing. Here's that laughing style crash we talked about, just a little bit of a, didn't get that front leg up in a hurry and out of harm's way, just catches a toe, drags him off the bike. And man, oh man, and as these suspensions get hot, the riders start to get fatigued, it's easy to have happen, man, when you are pushing the envelope. 0 or 0.
The 123 of Brett Metcalf in second place, salvaging right now, Brian, as we look to the splitter on the right side. Colton Fassiati does not have goggles on. We just got a report that he took a huge digger down in that rhythm section. Wow, he is not looking good. Right side of the splitter, Medallia, Thompson now sitting 3-4, getting their last lap flag.
And Colt pointing to his goggle area, so no goggles there. Colt went down in that rhythm section where Gerke passed him, and he went over the bars huge. That's fourth gear taped on a 450. Not pretty, so Colt up and running. Team's got to be stoked about that at least.
To the 101 of Matt Gerke in his final approach. He looks fantastic out here. Didn't get the best start in the world, but he made all the passes he had to. Now he's up taking the checkered flag. First MX1 Moto, the Gert man cometh, and he take it.
Nice one, Travs, to the Yamaha leaderboard. Cole Thompson gets by Tyler in the waning stages. Bobby K hangs tough. Pat Yost recovers like Mayer, Clayson, Regal, and Schmoke.
Taking a dominant win, the first MX1 Moto here at Gopher Dunes is the 101 Rockstar rider Matt Gerke. Fastest lap in qualifying. You looked unbelievable out there. As soon as you got past Colt, you just took care of business. Awesome race.
Thanks. Yeah, my OTSFF Rockstar Yamaha was ripping out there. My Pirelli tires hooking up. And yeah, I got a decent start, worked my way up to second, and was behind Colton for a little while, made the pass, and then just tried to ride my own race. It was rough out there, really rough, so just try to be smooth.
The 148 of Cole Thompson with a big pass to get into third. Closing stages of the race. Cole, you look really good out there. It looked like you were holding back to the very end. You made a couple of nice strong moves to get up on Tyler.
Yeah, and he caught me off guard a little bit. Definitely riding really tight out there in the sand. Needed to loosen up a little bit. And yeah, that last lap was my opportunity to catch up onto him. And as soon as I got onto him, I knew that I was just going to have to surprise attack him and just go right past him. So that's what I did. And then he was right there trying to get back and forth at the last few corners there, and thankfully held on to third, gained some good points that one. Just need to find a little bit more, a little extra for the second moto, maybe give 1 to 2 a battle.
Like swag, like free stuff, like Rockstar girls? Come to a Rockstar Energy Motocross National.
This is the Gopher Dunes MX track just outside of Tillsonburg, Ontario. Mark Travers and Brian Koster in the booth as we get set for the second MX1 Moto, the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals, and a lovely tall glass of Stella. This second MX1 Moto will be brought to you by Max Convenience Stores, our favorite place to get jug milk. What else do we get there, Fast? We get goodies, nipples. Oh, and Rockstar, that's right, they've got shelves of it. It's ice cold.
That's right, place to stop and stock up on any road trip. 32nd board is in position. Gerke's got a nice straight shot at that first turn.
Sir Paul directs Stella to get that 30 board over to 5 as we focus back down on the gate. Gorgeous Rockstar backdrop riders focusing now, Brian. And the gate is down, coming to that first corner. Who's going to get that roll distributing hole?
The triple crown goes to the number 3 of Tyler. Medallia 2 for 2, Bondi engine, Husqvarna, but it's the C4MX tuned Kawasaki of Metcalf. That's one of the best starts Metcalf's got all year.
And a big collision in that first corner. Looks like Thompson, Canary, and the two-stroke of Regal got all bottled up there. So not great for those two riders. They're in the points hunt. Back up to our top 3. Our leader, the number 3, Tyler Medallia, has got the Aussie, the Monster Energy leading edge Kawasaki 123 Brett Metcalf all over. Finished second in the first moto. We know that he's not feeling well. He hydrated after that first moto. Was looking good.
Oh, he's jumping far, and he's making a move for the lead right now. Tyler has the inside, so the advantage back to that first turn crash. Those 3 guys down, all were in the top 10 of that first moto. So that's going to enable some of the other guys to come up and have a chance at top 10 glory. Tyler looking great, 4-backed, white husky leading the charge. Medi way across the other side of the track trying to cut in. That ain't gonna work here at Gopher Dunes. You gotta kind of carry that speed.
We saw the number 1 of Colton Fasciotti. There he is. We talked about the fact that he had a huge digger at the end of that first
Right
moto.
there, actually.
That's right in this section right here. So a good start for him in 3rd place. Probably a good place for him to be right now.
And you can see Tyler now taking that line where Gerke and Medi passed him. So Medi had to take the line that's more rougher on the inside. Now the track getting rougher and rougher. Medi on the inside takes a peak, shut down.
Gorgeous defense from Medallia. He knew he had to get on the inside to cut off the advances of Metcalf. I like this part of the track here too because it's not easy, these little switchbacks.
Oh, totally. And Tyler's riding style is just great in the fact that he keeps his feet on the pegs almost everywhere. It's a real Euro style. He's a little compact on the bike, but fitness is key. Trains on those Marin bikes relentlessly. One of the strongest physically fit athletes out there. But you know Metcalf, a true professional.
There it is.
Oh, Medi leaves no stone unturned in his preparation. Ty goes a little wide. In comes Medi. That's 1st place.
Well, and that's really all it takes. And the start straight right there, Brian, is the smoothest part of the track. We've discussed that before. So Metcalf was used that to his advantage as he swung into that Talladega corner. Here's the start again, Medallia, Triple Crown, both hole shots today. He is super fast on that bike. He's nice and light too, so he gets out of the gate real quick.
That's $1,200 for 2 hole shots. Not a bad day's work, let alone all the other income coming in here. Track money, bonus money, and there he goes wide, looking good. But Medi just kind of squared off and just got in there. Ty saw the writing on the wall and tucked his head down for that roost, which is important. You got to save tear-offs out here.
Here we are back to 3rd place. It looks like the 101 of Matt Gerke now finding his lines as he goes inside on the number 1 of Colton Fasciotti through that Motul corner. Now Gerke using the inside on that launcher, Brian. That's the opposite line that he's been likely using, but you know Gerke, he'll make anything work in the sand.
I really like Colton's line coming in there now. It's developed on the very outside, then he crisscrosses over to try and find any reprieve from these bumps. Gets in behind Gerke. Colton got a sore shoulder from that big digger he took earlier, so we know he's tough as nails. He broke his collarbone a few years ago and then raced the 2nd moto, didn't even know, podium, went to the hospital. Hey kid, you got a broken collarbone. That he's a real deal.
Tough as nails. To our leader, the 123 of Brett Metcalf through this roller section. Medallia can't see him on the right. Here's the 101 of Matt Gerke in 3rd place, coming through that very smooth, fast start straight, Brian. I like the options through here.
Gives the riders a chance to get out of the Russo, but Gerke doesn't even care. He goes right through it. It just makes him more hungry for the position. And Tyler, I'm just about to say, look at him jump over those braking bumps. That was awesome, but down he goes, keeps the thing fired up, and I think he just lost 1 position through all that.
Look at this little cluster coming out of the first turn corner. That's the 43 of Jay Burke, the 160 of John Dowd. Here's Thompson. Oh, and Merritt gets out in the same rut that Medallia just went down in. The 33 of Robinson and the 36 of Halstead, all embroiled in this battle for 5th. That was a beauty.
Great moto for the 33 and the 36. Halstead FXR rider. This is Tyler's crash. Looks like he's just going to jump nicely in there and just gets a little off balance. Gets it all wrong. Gets up quickly, though. And you know, when you fall down like this, the heart rate just spikes through the roof. That's been documented with heart rate monitors. So right now, Tyler's heart just spiking.
Now Gorky moving up on the 123 of Metcalf. This is the battle for the lead. Brian, Gorky has ridden this track 2 times. And he's won all 4 motos every time he's been on this track. So he knows how to ride the sand. We know that. The last time Metcalf was here, he won both motos. So we've got some winners right now battling for the lead.
Well, this is what the people have paid to come out to the track to see. They were hoping to see Fasciotti in there battling with these boys, but a little shaken up after that first turn crash. And we rarely see a rider like Brett Metcalf get passed up here in Canada. And just unbelievable that they both swept this place. So something's got to give here.
What I think is interesting, too, about Metcalf is that we've seen him get passed by Gorky this season. I didn't think I was going to see that coming in. I thought if Metcalf gets the lead, he's going to win. But it hasn't been that way. Gorky's been full value.
Gerke has been very impressive. That's a great comment. The guy is just gold right now. The Rockstar Energy Drink OTS FF Yamaha team just got to be stoked with their man. Meanwhile, that's the Monster Energy bike out front right now. Leading edge Kawasaki, as many would say, on the podium. And both these guys so focused. remarked about that before, but I don't think I've ever seen two athletes so focused coming into a Canadian Motocross Championship. They both want it so bad, and of course Colton does too.
And remember, Gerke came in with that broken collarbone. That was only 6 weeks before the season started. He didn't get a lot of training coming in, so we thought he was going to take a few rounds to get ready to go, but he's been on the pipe since the get-go as they come through the Kawasaki corner. Oh, Metcalf loses his rut, Brian. Sand track changing all the time. He wasn't able to get on that inside, and wow, popped out of the berm.
Oh man, so there it is in slow-mo. Gerke around the outside. It's a little smoother there now, but Medi comes in, and he can feel Gerke coming, so he leaves his turn into the very last section, jumps into the turn, just kind of misses that turn-in point. He's more upright under braking. Still stays on the track, though, which is pretty good. I thought he was going to just blitz right off the track, but that's first place. Gerke's got it. This is huge.
The number 5 of Teddy Mayer with a nice pass on the inside through the FXR corner as he gets the gun. That's the 148 of Cole Thompson, and that position was for 5th place. So our top 3 riders, actually 4th, including Medallia, are moving away from the rest of the pack, Brian, lapping inside the top 10 to the 101 of Matt Gerke, who's just been on fire in the sand. Maybe not the fastest I've ever seen him on the track, but he really looks good.
Gerke's rockstar teammate, Bobby Canary, the 7, went down on the start, so he was dead last. That pass is for 7th place, and that is for position. So the Junkyard Dog, man, oh man, he's in the top 10 right now, 49 years of age, a legend of the sport, and he's just loving it up here in Canada. His son was supposed to race MX2, the bike broke, so he's here in MX1 as well.
The number 3 of Tyler Medallia getting his last lap, flag sitting in 4th place to our leader on his final approach, the 101 Rockstar Yamaha of Matt Gerke. That alias gear, he looks fantastic. The team's got to be pumped, Brian. It's been a while since this Rockstar team has had a guy that's been winning and leading in points in the MX1 class.
Well, Gerke, quite likable young man, hails from Florida, but now lives in California, the heartbeat of the sport in North America. So he's right in the thick of it. And to get this championship here in Canada, a huge hucker and a big fist pump for Gerke. Well deserved, Travis. That was an exciting moto.
Well, the sun has started to shine at the Gopher Dunes track. There's the number 3 of Tyler Medallia getting that Royal Distributing Triple Crown, both hole shots today. Let's go to our Yamaha top 10, second MX1 moto. You know your top 4. Mayer comes all the way back to 5th. Canary, 6th place. You got to be kidding me. Clayson, Halstead, Sean Robinson, and John Dowd rounding out the top 10.
Brett Metcalf, what a day you had. A pair of 2s. Gerke was something today, but you dogged him that whole moto, and you were diving this way and that. And